So I've spent some time here getting in my other two reference images for the emojis that I'll plan to trace. Now at this point, really important to talk about some strategy that can make this work much easier and actually make your designs much more flexible. And that comes down to how we take advantage of overlaps and layering in building up a design. So I've actually already gone ahead and drawn out my version of the owl emoji. I've got that layer disabled now, so let's go ahead and click on to toggle visibility for the artboard, and I'll turn off the reference layer. So I'll just zoom in a little bit here. And it can be really tempting when we are copying a design in the way that we're doing this assignment to basically make a jigsaw puzzle. So for example, when we're drawing out two shapes like the tip of the wing and the body here, it can be tempting to draw out a shape that borders exactly the profile of the body. Now, the disadvantage to that is that you then have to draw that edge twice. You have to draw it once for this shape that's sticking out and once for the shape that's making the body. So not only is it twice as much work, but even the folks who are the best at vector drawing know that it's going to be really hard to get those borders to match up perfectly. So you're often going to have some gaps. It's just going to look really messy. So not only is it poor craft, but it's a lot of extra work for you. The smart thing to do is to draw out completely enclosed shapes as much as you can and use the overlaps that are built into the layering system to take care of duplicating those borders for you. So we can look at a couple of examples here in this version of the owl emoji. So you can see here the wing in the front is made up of this larger oval shape and then these three sort of truncated ovals that are making up some feathers. Now, the way that this is arranged in my layers panel, you can see this if I expand down. I've got those four shapes, and you can see here I've got everything labeled. That's going to help me keep things organized, both spatially and in terms of which sublayer references which part of my composition. Those are sitting on top of the torso. So my torso is right here. And rather than sort of carving out a little pocket from that torso shape to accommodate the wing, I've actually drawn out that torso as if it existed, without the wing. So just continued that shape underneath the wing. And that way I can simply place that wing layer on top of the torso, and no matter where I position it, no matter how much I shrink it down or rotate it, that overlap is going to be taken care of for me. So this gives me a way more flexible design. It also cuts out a lot of work for me by the nature of the fact that I don't have to duplicate that border. I just have to draw the edge of the wing once, place it on top of the torso, and Illustrator is going to handle the rest of that overlap for me. So that's really the strategy we should be taking when we're drawing any design in Illustrator, but especially one like this. We want to be thinking of which shapes are farthest in the background, and we want to draw those first and sort of build up as we go towards the middle ground and the foreground. And again, use the way that the shape layers overlap with each other to handle most of the borders for us. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the monorail design, and we'll see if we can put that overlap strategy into practice.